For those of you that are interested, I wanted to give you some additional footage regarding the gentleman that got struck in the face and then pounced on by the police in Florida at the Donald Trump rally.
Take you back now to some breaking news we've been talking about this hour. New video that's just coming to light from last night in North Carolina. It was a rally in Fayetteville, Donald Trump rally, and we've been showing the video of a young man, Rakeem Jones, who was being escorted out. He was protesting, and then you see another man reach over and punch him. Rakeem Jones joins us now on the phone. Rakeem, if you can hear me, tell us more about what happened right before the video that we've been seeing. We're watching you walk up the stairs, and then a man lurches over and punches you. What happened before that moment?
Before that moment, you know, he came and this a female friend of ours, she was talking amongst us. She said Trump is disgusting, and so a guy a couple rows down, he, instead of just saying okay or minding his business, he said, "Oh, you need to go home," but he didn't say it as polite as I said it. He said it more so along the lines of, "Go your home," you know. And then we thinking the police coming to get him. They're telling us to go, so we get up, and as we're getting up, you see the video, and I'm walking up, surrounded by sheriffs, and I got hit. Like, it just threw me off, and next thing you know, I'm on the ground.
Yeah, we see that in the video, Rakeem. So did he land the punch? It's hard to tell. Right in the face?
It was more so of an elbow, and yes, it landed right on my eye, on my right eye to be exact.
Do you have any injuries today? Is your eye okay?
I mean, it's swollen and bruised.
Yeah. You've said that when you woke up today and saw the video online, because people started sharing it, that's when it really hit you.
Yeah. It's not.
Tell me about your thoughts.
I felt it, and yeah, I was there, but it didn't seem real. It's like I got hit, and now I'm on the ground getting detained by the police, and then now I actually look at the videos, and I really got hit. They watched it, really. Like, as you can see, I'm being escorted by officers. Like, they're still, after I'm hit, they're still leading me up the stairs.
Yeah.
And they're leading another member that came with us. They're leading him. They're steady leading him up the stairs at the same time. Like, and you know, it was crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Rakeem, sitting next to you there, I should just introduce, is Ronnie Rouse, who I understand shot some of the video that we're showing. He was there with you. Just for clarity, were you there to protest the event? Are you associated with maybe the Black Lives Matter movement, or were you there to observe? Why
we were just there to spectate. We were there just to spectate. We like to look at both sides of the aisle, and we wanted to see what the hype was all about. We were just going to watch. And right. I don't think Trump got his second sentence out before we were getting thrown out.
There's a report that it says in the Washington Post that the man, and I assume they're talking about Rakeem, extended a middle finger to the audience. Did that happen?
Yes, ma'am. And what you miss, what you don't hear, is Donald Trump exclaiming to the crowd, telling Rakeem to go home to his mother. Rakeem's mother died when he was 18 years old. And he got a little emotional about that, which happened. That did happen.
Yeah.
And at the time, the guy he's actually given the finger to isn't even on the road, and this isn't the guy that punches him. This is a guy several rows up on our way to the pavilion to make our exit.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Ronnie, the thing that is so striking to me, and we've been saying this here on MSNBC as we watch the video, is that there are a number of officers surrounding you, all around Rakeem, and they don't do anything. They don't seem to intervene except to take you down, to take Rakeem down, and I think put you in handcuffs.
He was not handcuffed. It was pretty appalling, though, because he's the victim here. This is just obvious, and this is one of those times where people say, "Well, you didn't know what happened before." This video you're seeing. There's several different angles. of watching us getting escorted out. And the guy hits the guy in front of the police, behind the police, on the side of the police. And they throw Rakeem down, and they tell the guy to go sit back down. He finishes eating his popcorn, you know. And it's just it's crazy that you get pretty much almost arrested because you got assaulted, and it's just not. It's insane. It's insane. When I woke up yesterday, I never thought this was going to happen. I didn't think we would even be speaking. Yeah. We shouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Rakeem, are you an insurance analyst? Is that right?
Come again? No, I'm an inventory associate.
I was just wondering what you do for a living and what your life is. You live in Fayetteville?
Yes, ma'am.
And you work for a living? You're not a student?
No, I tutor. I tutor. You know, so.
Okay.
It's crazy watching it.
Did Donald Trump say anything after this point? When all of this went down last night, did you hear him address it at all?
We're the first people thrown out. And he just came out. This is the first 60 seconds, 2 minutes of him being there, and we're the first people thrown out. And at this point, he's telling him, he's like, "Yeah, go home to your mother. Go home to your mother." You know. And then the crowd, they're enamored with it, and they start chanting it too, and they just surround us and crowd us, and we're like, "Oh, the police are here. We're safe. It's cool. This is the sheriff's department. This is the Cumberland County Sheriff's Department. We're good. We're just going to leave. This is a battle we're not going to bother trying to fight," you know. And the guy comes and hits him, and we're waiting for the police to grab the guy, and then he sits back down. You know, it's just nuts. It's uncanny.
Ronnie, who else was there with you last night? Was it just the two of you?
We went as a group of 5, and we actually went for a social experiment. They had Donald Trump ribbon cutting for his campaign office here in downtown Fayetteville about 10 days ago. We went out there and protested. That's when we had our posters. That's when we were actually protesting. This, we were going literally just to spectate, just to go see what the hype is about, just to see what's going on the other lane, so to speak. But it was me, it was him. It's pretty much 3 black young men, young white girl who you see here, my friend Melanie, and a gay white dude. And we went to try to, be diverse, so we could all have our different takes on what was going on out there, just to be observant. And we didn't get 2 minutes into the speech before he's getting assaulted and manhandled by the police.
Rakeem, the Trump campaign today only gave us one statement. It's 4 words. They said, "We are not involved." What would you say back to the Trump campaign? They say they're not involved. This isn't their problem.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if they heard him, I would sound pretty involved to me when he was telling me to go home to my mom. I mean, if he really knew my mom, that would be considered a death threat, to be honest, if he knew that my mom was deceased. So, I mean, sound pretty involved to me.
I want to read a quote from John McGraw. He's the man accused and arrested for hitting you. He said, quote, "You bet I liked it, clocking the hell out of that big mouth." This man has now been arrested. You want to see him go to jail?
Yeah.
We want justice.
I mean, the reality is he'll probably be bailed out. Somebody probably reward him, and
The thing is, the disturbing part is it wasn't that he had got punched in the face or struck in the face. It was that it happened in front of multiple law enforcement officers. And it wasn't the fact they detained him, separated him, whatever they want to call it. It's the fact the guy went home that night, And then today they're like, "Oh, we got the guy." And we're like, "You had him last night, though. You could have had him last night, And
as far as you know, Ronnie, did they not go and find this gentleman this man?
Oh, no. He sat back down. There's other videos. He's still there all night. The entirety of the Trump campaign event.
Through the event.
The entire event.
And so do you believe that it was when the video emerged, when the video came out on social media, perhaps your video, Ronnie, do you think that's when the authorities locally said, "Oh, we better go find this man"?
This is the South, and it's like, I don't use a race card, and we're not going to say a black and white thing. We're going to say this thug came and hit my friend, and maybe the police just, I don't know what their protocol was for the event. From what I understand is that they had a briefing beforehand of what to do and what not to do. And from what I understand, this is obviously something that they just let slide through, you know, because a guy's getting assaulted in front of police officers, in front of them, in front of law enforcement. He's actually getting struck in front of them, in front of you. We're walking by the police. There's police in front of us, behind us, inside of us. He's getting hit in front of the police. And guess who gets slammed? Guess who gets taken to the ground and threatened to be tasered? Guess who gets told we have to leave or we're getting charged with trespassing? You know? You would think Rakeem was the one who threw the punch.
In fairness, I'm going to quote Mr. McGraw again. John McGraw did speak to Inside Edition. When he was asked why he punched you, he told Inside Edition, quote, well, number one, we don't know if he's ISIS. We don't know who he is, but we know he's acting like an American and cussing me and sticking his face in my head. If he wants it laid out, I laid it out. And he went on to say, yes, he deserved it. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him. We don't know who he is. He might be with a terrorist organization. I apologize for the words I'm reading, but those are direct quotes from the man who's accused of punching you last night, John McGraw.
And to be honest, for the cop,
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, but he's an older guy. He's from a rural area in our county. Which is known to have.
Do you know him? Do you know him?
No, not at all. And the thing is, with his quotes and him talking about us, this guy's about 15 rows back behind us. We could have never interacted, had any dialogue or anything of that nature. He couldn't have heard us if we were yelling. You know, this is on the way up. If you watch the video, we're going up, we're exiting. And we have to go up to the pavilion to exit. So whatever this guy is saying, you know, like I said earlier, bless his heart.
That's the biggest Southern insult there is. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Rakeem Jones on the right side of the shot there, Ronnie Rouse, his friend who took the video that we've all been talking about. I know you're going to be appearing on MSNBC a little bit later tonight as well. We really appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you for clarifying the story.
Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. And I'm glad that you're not hurting, that your eye's not hurting you.
See, now this is the kind of bullshit that goes on at the Trump rallies. And Trump said, we're not involved. Bullshit. Trump was speaking directly to the individual. And for that white cracker to get out there and make a death threat, he made a death threat on that young man. He needs to be charged with more than just the assault. And since now they got his name, he's spoken out. He said that he's not sorry for it. He would do it again, and he would do even more. Something needs to be done with him, and something needs to be done with him now.